Dear Democratic lawmakers, your power does not lie behind using F-bombs, behind getting just as mad as we are. Yes, it feels good to be angry, but you need to use that anger and turn it into bravery. Your power lies in remembering the tools that were laid out before you in order to prevent this level of tyranny and use them. Because let me ask you something. In the event that this were Barack Obama or Joe Biden, do you think that Greg Abbott would just sit there mad on TV and pound his fist and say a bunch of F-bombs? No, he would instruct his police officers to go and arrest the people that were breaking state laws. They would not simply get upset and make strongly worded letters about it. They would actually do something. And this is why it can be so challenging as a Democrat to convince people on the other side that this is actually the right way to do things, because obviously people would rather be strong and wrong than right and weak. And we see that all the time. Is it or is it not against state law to go door to door to people's house without a warrant, demanding to see their information? Is it illegal or not? And when those people don't answer the door because it's illegal, is it illegal or not for them to then use battering rams to destroy the property of American citizens? Because if that's against the law, then your police officers need to be arresting them and charging them with state charges. Because these states' rights people have had nothing but admiration for states' rights thus far, right? Well, you need to take a page out of that book. If in Minnesota it's illegal for them to be doing what they're doing, then you need to arrest them. You've already told them to get the fluff out, and they did not, so defend yourself. That's the only option that you have, because otherwise all we have is complaints, and they feed off of that. They love seeing us upset. They love seeing that our flabbers are gasted. The thing that got us to this place in the first place is refusing to use the powers that we have been given by our founding fathers. I am so grateful that the military seems to remember that, because supposedly the Joker had drafted this plan to take over Greenland, and the leadership said no. That's illegal. We're not going to do that. And now he's got his eyes set on Iran yet again. And I was watching a clip from an interview on OAN News yesterday, and one of the people was like, well, where are all the Democrats out here protesting for people getting in the street? And he was like, what? They are out here protesting. That's what we're talking about. And he's like, oh, I didn't mean here. I meant Iran. Yeah, it's hard to tell, isn't it, whether or not we're talking about this land, the land of the free or the home of the brave, or a totalitarian theocracy. They've become indistinguishable. And I saw this coming from a mile away. I have a family member who's incredibly conservative, and I remember one day we're sitting in the living room having political debates, because that's what we do, despite the fact that it makes all the rest of our family members incredibly uncomfortable. And I said, have you ever noticed that all the policies that you're endorsing right now aren't seen anywhere else in the countries that you seem to admire? Everything that you do seems impossible, right? Because there's no other country that exists in the way that you want our country to exist, right? And just goes, oh, America's different, we're not Europeans, yada yada. I'm like, actually, you can see the policies that you're interested in, but it's in the places that you hate the most. It's in Saudi Arabia, it's in Iraq, it's in Iran. We can see countries that operate the way that you want us to operate, but you don't like them. There are rich people everywhere. Every single country in the entire world, no matter how that country is classified, has people who are insanely, immensely rich. The only difference between a first world country and a third world country is the middle class and how they treat their citizens. And look at where we are right now. And the reason why the military are the first ones to stand up against this is because they've been in those countries. They've seen what it looks like, and they fully understand how difficult it can be to come back from that place. And everybody's already calling this a civil dispute, but we have to remember that we are not talking about our neighbors versus our neighbors. This is ants versus grasshoppers. Always has been, always will be. If this week has shown you nothing, it should show you that none of us are safe as long as we refuse to comply. They will lie straight to your face. They will tell you that someone was hit by their car in the hospital fighting for their life, and then show you a video of him walking away and expect you to comply, expect you to fall behind them and say, thank you for lying to my face. And we do not have to take that. I don't care how you feel about him. That should offend you. You should be upset by them talking to you like you're stupid, because you're not. You got to whatever place you are in this world on your own 2 feet, along with the neighbors that were standing next to you. And our job right now is to be good ancestors, right? I know that things are scary and they're very, very challenging, but all we can do is the next right thing so that we can write a story that will reverberate for generations and have our subsequent generations look back at us and say, wow, they really did a good job. That's where we're at right now. So stand up, read your books, and do the next right thing. Because even if it's complicated, it is still the next right thing. And that's what we need to see. Because the alternative is violence and destruction. Full stop.